All right. Hello, Vector team. Wes and I wanted to share the program that we've been working on for the past week, converting and developing our virtual demo program that coincides with our normal demo. And I know there are a lot of programs out there, and there are a lot of versions of the virtual demo and video demo. And this is not to say this is the only option. This is certainly one that we feel comfortable with, and we put a lot of work into it and wanted to share what we've come up with. We also wanted to let you know that this is a gift to the Cutco community, and the program that we built and the websites that we built for our new virtual demo, the customer-facing website and our rep-facing manual website is going to be a gift to the field and not part of our video training program. I want to recognize Wes for being an iMovie master, and over the past couple of years, he's been really developing his skills, but certainly in the past week, that's accelerated because of our current situation. Mike Monroe has been a tremendous help and on the national level, and spent so much time with us the past week, teaching us how to build websites and giving us a lot of backup and support and programming to help us create these programs. And Jeff Kunkel has been a huge support and given us green light, thumbs up to work on these programs. So just everybody on the national team, and Mike, thank you so much for helping us, and certainly Wes for spending all hours of the night, around being a babysitter, a stay-at-home teacher, and and dad now, and a DVM, figuring out this program. So we're really excited to show it to you. The idea of this program was, how do we convert a reps demo to a 100% virtual demo, and then how do we make it so managers are able to train and coach and develop high volumes of reps, especially as we get into the summertime and we have bigger groups. So we wanted to make training easier to deliver and easier to teach. We wanted the demo to be easier to learn and easier to deliver. So how do you change the demo? And I know we've got different versions, the virtual demo, the Prezi, the PowerPoint. How do you change, and we also have the video demo, how do you change that demo to keep all of the things that we're currently comfortable with? And in my mind, the demo has 4 essential parts. And the reason why reps sell in a Cutco demo is because they build rapport really well. And we wanted to keep that as a strong part of the presentation. The second part is the names and uses and getting comfortable with the knives. That way they're comfortable with upgrades, they're comfortable with custom sets. The third thing is a strong close, a confident close where they can nod and smile and ask for the order. And number 4 is a comfortable and slow drop down where they feel comfortable going through the smaller sets and making customized deals. So we wanted to make sure we kept those 4 components of our demo that we're all used to, our in-home demo, but how do we convert that to 100% virtual with no blue book, with no training manual, with no penny cutting, with no rope cutting, and how do you convert that? And how do you also make it easier on DMs so they're not pausing every couple minutes, or they're not stopping to teach logistics and print this or download this or take notes on this. We want to make it just easy and seamless for managers and reps. And really, the platform that Wes designed, the manual and the demo, a rep without training could probably figure it out. It's that intuitive and that spot on. I'm really excited to show you. We're really excited for what we did. So how do we keep those 4 components and then change the demo? Well, we took out of the demo pages 2 through 5. Pages 2 through 5 is the introduction and company page through the Forever Guarantee. What we did was we took the video demo version of the national program. This is the program that many of you are familiar with, that Trey uses in his program. Trey Ketchum uses in his program, the video demo program. This is part of the national video demo program. And we've been given the thumbs up to take a portion of that video. So that 13-minute video that in the video demo program goes through the 3 sets, the prices, and kind of does a close on the video. We eliminated that part of the video, and we took a 10-minute segment of the video demo that has high quality video, high quality customer testimonials, talks about the features and benefits, the guarantee, disadvantages of common knives. It condenses pages 2 through 5 in a super high quality visual and super high quality technical description of Cutco that really builds value for customers. So what we feel is that this will build even more value than a rep doing a normal presentation and maybe even an in-home presentation because of the quality of that video. So we replace that video to go into our virtual demo slides. So we have our normal building rapport slides. We have the video, the 10-minute video that the rep watches with the customer, and then we continue with the normal slides that you were familiar with and used to from names and uses down through the rest of the presentation. So the rep is speaking about, I would say, 60% of the words that they were used to saying in a normal presentation, higher value for the customer, better quality look at the product. I will also say that as we go through and when Wes shows you the websites, he's done a phenomenal job finding high quality pictures, high quality photos, high quality videos to replace the ones that we're currently used to on the Prezi and PowerPoint versions. I do want to shout out to Will Haugen, the district manager in Fort Collins, who originally created the Prezi presentation many years ago and is really saving our butts right now, not just in what it's done for us the past couple of years and the confidence it's giving our managers, but also the platform and I guess the foundation for us to build off of. So thank you, Will Haugen. So you'll see the higher quality. And what Wes and I feel is that these platforms will give reps more of an opportunity to have more in their arsenal. And whether it's sales and specials or whether it's different things that we can plug into the website in real time. So we're going to take a look at these platforms, but I do want to mention one last thing is that the question that we've been getting from DVMs is, okay, we're going to go to this completely virtual platform, but what happens when we're able to do in-home presentations again? And what happens in certain areas if it's more comfortable, or certain cities or certain parts of the country where it's more acceptable versus not, then what happens in that case? And what Wes and I feel is that regardless of when that happens, this video virtual demo will be a permanent fixture in even the in-home presentations. And I think that the application of a rep building rapport and then pulling out their phone or pulling out their computer or tablet, watching a 10-minute video with a customer, and then going into the rest of their presentation is extremely effective. And that way it eliminates the necessity for sample kits if we choose, eliminates the necessity for reteaching those parts of the demo too. So I think this could be a permanent fixture that builds a ton of value. There are a couple ways that reps can do the presentation, and the way that we've built this platform, and this again with Mike Monroe's help and how he's built the national program and what we've kind of tagged along with, is a customer facing website and a rep facing website. The customer facing website has all the information that they need, including the embedded videos, the embedded slides. We broke up the website into 3 slideshow segments and the video. That way it's easier for the customer to go down through the presentation and find where they're at, and for the rep to guide them along. Now the rep platform is really neat. By the way, the customer platform has a couple of neat features that Wes is going to show you, some secret things and some special slides, and we can keep on adding and making this more robust as we go through, and you'll see some nice changes in the near future. Now the rep platform has all of the same things that the customer sees, but it is a screenshot of each slide. So it has the script for the demo, for the manual, next to the slides or above and below, depending on the part of the manual. So the rep only has to look at the rep facing part of the manual, and it has all of their scripts from the manual that we're already comfortable with, the Southwest Region manual that we're used to. And the rep scrolls down, it has all the scripts, and then it has a picture of the slides, so that way the rep knows what the customer is looking at. Now, Wes is going to show you as we go through that we added different types of prompts, obviously, to that reps will have to share, with customers, and to help them guide them through the website, checking in to make sure that they are on the right page, and and guiding them through to click on certain options. So certain things that are not in the regular paper manual will be in this manual, and we'll show you the different bells and whistles as Wes goes through of the different features on the website. So we're going to start off with the customer-facing page. Wes, I'll let you take it away and show what you've done on these 2 sites.
Awesome. Thanks, Drew. So this is the landing page for the customer site. And so customer's going to log on here. This is basically for the customer to be looking at something while they're both coordinating and getting onto the respective sites. And if the customer happens to jump on early, they have a nice picture of Cutco waiting for them. And then after building rapport and after making sure that the customer and rep can hear each other okay, then they're going to scroll down when they're ready to start the demo after building rapport. And so we got the first 2 pages of the what used to be the Blue Book, and so sharing goals and scholarship, and thanks so much for seeing me and what's Cutco. And then we go right into the video demo. And this is, like Drew said, a shortened version of the national video demo. It's basically all of the value building, but it does not show the 3 sets at the end and took out the prices, but all the beautiful videos and visuals for Cutco are in there. So then after the video is over, then they scroll down, and I'll start off by showing you Cutco's basic set first, the Homemaker Plus 8. We have the 3 different Homemaker colors there, and then the customer goes right here, and I'm going to go full screen, and so you guys will be able to see this. So then they're going to go through, and the whole point here of going through this, I think you'll see one of the goals was make things a little more visually stimulating for the customer as the rep is doing their presentation. I tried my best to find some really good quality, good quality pictures here, so you guys will see that as we go through. And so I'm just going to kind of breeze through this section here. And but you guys can see it just looks a lot different than any of the other online demos that we've maybe seen before. And so here's an example here of a video I found from a customer posting their use of Cutco. So the goal here during names and uses is that since their customer can't actually sit and use the product, that the goal is that they are salivating by the end of names and uses is really that's the idea here. So and reps are explaining the products and the uses, of course, as they're going through. So so anyway, that's the names and uses part. Then we go into we have a plug of the bigger sets, and that they have the option for the steak knives. So I'm not going to go through all this stuff, but you guys can see we just have some different things that we found here.
This is a Cutco peeler. It has a double blade and it goes back and forth. This is awesome. I don't know. This is like the coolest thing. Look, it goes back and forth. How cool is that? Within seconds. Now I'm very excited.
Her accent brings me back to my childhood, I think, from the Northeast region. So
that's a Northeast customer for sure.
So just found some good visuals here for the slideshow. So that's the end of the first slideshow here, and then customer is scrolling down here. And again, when I show you the rep side, you'll see it tells the customer exactly what to do step by step. So there's no getting lost. The next is the set options, where we're going to go through the close, and so this is where we're going through Homemaker, and then Signature, Ultimate, and then the drop down, and so then going into customized sets. So and again, we can add or adjust slides as needed pretty simply here, but I just want you guys to really see the bones of how this is set up. Then we go to the cookware, flatware, and accessories, and the goal is that just nicer looking slideshow. Then we have our cookware video, and so we'll go through some of this. Steak knives, gadgets, sporting knives. I'm probably going to dig into some of those gadgets and give some better looking slides for some of those. But you guys see with the gift sets here, and then a nice plug for business gifts and personalization. I think this is a part of the demo that doesn't typically get covered a whole lot for most of our new representatives, but if they're forced to show it in a slideshow, we might stumble upon some business gifts or some business owners as we go here. The sheaths, and then what's great is that it finishes on the recommendations page that brings them to this website, helpmehitmygoal.com. Customer clicks right on that, and it brings them right to an online recommendations form. So they fill in the customer's name, they fill in the rep's email address, And so we have the sponsorship at 5 and 10 recommendations and 15 if they want to give a free product or something. And when they click submit, the representative automatically gets all these leads right in their email. So anyway, that is the customer site. I'm going to go back a little bit because there's some extra stuff on this site as well before I get to the rep stuff. So first thing you'll see is a copy of the Forever Guarantee up top. So if a rep wants to dig in further on that, there's also a link to for Cutco owners. And what's cool is that this is a live form here. So this is directly linked to the Cutco.com website. So customer can actually fill out sharpening and repair stuff right here on the live form. So, and it's also linked to the Instagram page here. So customer can see even more visuals. So they have the guarantee there. So that's that. We also didn't want the customer to see things like specials, or, for instance, if we have like a July 4th special coming up, we can actually embed that right on the customer's site. And what's great is that we have the ability to kind of hide the link until the rep is ready to unveil it. And so, for instance, one of the hidden links that we have here is our first weekend specials, family friend specials. So basically, we have the ability to put stuff on the site that is not necessarily obvious to the customer, so that way the rep can get to it when they're ready to show it. So that is the customer side of things. So let's go to the rep side of things. Unless, Drew, anything else you want to add on that part?
No, that was excellent. I'll just, as you bring up the rep site, I'll explain just the interface of how the rep does the presentation, just so to answer that before it comes up. So the rep facing site that Wes is showing now is the web version. The mobile version is extremely friendly and really easy. He'll show that after he goes through the web version. So when a rep is doing a presentation, they have a couple options. The first option for a demo is they could just do it as a phone call, and the customer could be watching going through the website and going through the slides and going through the video on a website. It could just be a phone call, and the rep could have their demo version either on the web on their computer or on their phone. That's probably not the most recommended. The more recommended, I feel now, everybody is shooting for more FaceTime or Zoom presentations. I think that's more professional, gives more of a connection, and I think that's what most reps and managers are going to feel most comfortable with, especially promoting. So it could be a phone call. Now, if it's going to be a FaceTime or Zoom, we get the question of, do you want to be doing screen sharing with the customer? I think that is more of a decision based on the rep and based on the customer and the situation. I think that there's an argument that reps would want to have some control to make sure their customer is on point. But on the flip side, you can say that you don't want to be patronizing customers and controlling too much. And also, if a rep is too much in control, is the customer paying attention? And maybe clicking through all the sections makes them pay attention more. So I think each argument is valid. We don't really have an opinion from the two of us, but here are the two ways that you can do it. So if the rep is going to do the web version, they can have dual screen where they can have Zoom or FaceTime with the customer so they can see their screen, and then they can have their rep facing portal on the same page, just split screen side by side. If they have a second monitor, they can do that. So that's one way to do it. My suggestion, though, would be for the rep to be on FaceTime or Zoom with the customer while the customer is viewing the customer-facing website. Now, if the rep wants to do a screen share and be in control, then they would use the customer-facing website, and then on their phone, they would have the mobile version of the website, because the mobile version of the website is just as easy, and I would say some would say even easier visually to look at on the mobile version. So Wes is going to go through both, but he'll, as he goes through, note that there's a mobile version and the web version, and the rep can easily go through the presentation on their phone while they have a visual with their customer on the screen. I think the bigger the visual is with the face, that way reps can show facial expressions, they can really get to know their customers. The bigger the visual, the better, and I would lean towards that.
Cool. So this is the online presentation and the online manual, basically. So a lot of the stuff that a lot of us are familiar with from the traditional manuals are on here as far as building rapport and giving cues, as far as things to talk about and hobby and major and things like that. What's great is, you'll see this is that same landing page that the customer is looking at when they first log on. So we say, okay, go ahead and scroll down a little bit on the page until you see the slides. Thank you for helping me, and what's Cutco. So basically, the rep is able to kind of baby the customer through the site step by step, so that the rep, without having the need to screen share it all, they can really see exactly what the customer is seeing. And so tying into goals, so this is all the same. Then we get into the product video. And what's great here is that the rep can play this video and just mute it while the customer's watching the same thing. And then the rep can just go through and, oh, isn't that guarantee amazing? Yeah, you ever seen a drawer like that before? And so, they're probably going to be able to hear through the, through the phone or the computer anyway, what, the audio from the video from the customer's feed anyway. So when the video is done, then they're scrolling down here, and this is exactly what the customer's seeing, right, on their page. I'll start by showing you Cutco's basic set first, the Homemaker Plus 8. I showed you that on the customer side. After the video ends, okay, I'm going to start out by showing you the pieces in the basic set, right? Go ahead and scroll down a little bit past the video. You'll see the 3 different color sets, right? Go full screen on the video, on that slideshow. And double check that your customer can still see you if you're on Zoom or FaceTime. So, and then go ahead and hit the space bar. It'll pull up the first slide. Basically, if the customer knows, has any, any experience with PowerPoint or anything, then or slideshows, I don't think this is going to be too much brain surgery for rep or customer here. So. Then this is first slide, and so what we put our page numbers here, but depending on your region or your division, what your training manual looks like, the page numbers are not necessary. This is a cue for the people who are on the video training program, because there are some page references in the video training, but the page numbers are not really necessary for the virtual demo here. So, but what's great is that, since we have more real estate compared to a physical training manual, we actually have room to put in some more names and uses, and reference some of the pictures that are on the slides as we're going through the names and uses of the pieces. And so the rep can see the same exact thing that the customer's seeing. They can tell them, okay, you're going to click on that video on the right, and pretty simple there. And they all say next slide when it's ready to tell the customer when to click to the next slide. So then we got that, we got storage, and then kitchen tools entertainer pack. Then we get to the close. So this is where we go through the Wusthof and Schum price comparison set. We tell the customer to go to the next, how to get to the next slideshow, which is basically just scrolling down the main page. And then we're going through the price comparison here and selling a homemaker set. You got knee-jerk reactions and handling concerns. You got dropping up to the signature and ultimate. Then you got dropping down through the other sets and the starters. You got customized options right there on the page, how to present customized deals, reserve your buy now bonus. So that's the drop down. And so everything follows exactly as what a manager is used to, which I think is probably even more important at this point, is just manager confidence and familiarity with teaching the presentation. So at the bottom of the page here, it says now click here for the next part of your manual, and that's going to gifts and accessories. That brings them right to this link at the top of the page here. So you can either click this, or we just put that right here so it's easy for a rep to just scroll down, click it, and it brings them right to the gifts and accessories page. This page is that next slideshow, and it tells the customer to go to that. Teaches them how to build a wish list, right? These are not necessarily things you're going to get today, but as your rep, right, I'll be able to get back to you in the future. As we go, if Cutco were free, let me know what you want to add to your set. Of course, the more you buy, the more you save. And it's also possible that something that you add onto your list could end up coming for free anyway. So don't be afraid of letting me know that something looks interesting. So, and if we get to a section that you have no interest, just tell me and we'll skip it, right? So we're basically just teaching the rep how to show this page. And what's cool is that as I was going through this, I'm realizing that man, like we just, have not done a good job in most of our training manuals in past versions of really selling some of this stuff. Yes, we've shown it. It's in the blue book, but I think this, since it's in sequential order, it kind of forces the rep to go over it and be more of an expert on some of these things than maybe they would have in the past, which I think could really work to our advantage here. So I got flatware and cookware, and then it just goes through in detail some of the different pieces and some of the things that customers can add to their orders, gift sets and business gifts. Do you own a business or ever do client appreciation gifts? And then again, the link to the recommendations form. So it's actually, the link is helpmehitmygoal.com. Just remove the S, so I'll fix that later today. But on the customer side, it's already good. So by the time you will have actually seen this video, that will be fixed. So helpmehitmygoal.com. And what's cool is that you guys see where it says, and you go to the recos page of your manual. So customer goes here, rep, you go here, right? So customer goes here, rep, you go here, and it brings them to the recommendations page. And so this is the recommendations approach right here. And so sponsor, double sponsor, how to get more recommendations, answering recommendations, concerns, and that's that. We'll also go to the phoning section here. I'll show you guys that. So we have all the appointment tips and giving a choice of 2 times and things like that. And then we removed, of course, any of the in-home verbiage or references. Then you got the phone approach right here, and then possible customer questions. This is a video that Mike Monroe put together. This is Stacy Barton. She's a CSP, I believe, in Northeast region. This is an excellent video of Stacy teaching how to have a really productive phone jam. So this is a great thing for reference. We're actually going to be showing this in our initial training as well, but the reps will have it on the site as reference, or if a manager wants to show this in advanced training or whatever the case. Getting phone numbers, so teaching reps how to call their friends to get more numbers. So all the phoning type pages from our manual, we embedded right here. Referral phone approach and voicemail scripts, things like that. Okay, the next page is this product details page, and this is something that Mike Monroe created here. This is kind of like a Wikipedia lookup of all the different pieces or sets or gift sets or sporting stuff, and it's a deep dive into that stuff. This is not a page that your reps are going to need for their demo, but if a customer wants more details on something, we can do a search for salmon, and it brings up the salmon knife, and it gives the rep all the information that they would want to share to, with the customer if they have more questions about certain pieces. So it's just like a quick lookup page if the rep needs more info on certain products. So that's those are the different links on the page. I did want to show you one other cool thing here is that, while we're running training, I should say that, while a rep is in their demo, they're going to want to have access to the price list, right? And we wanted to try and eliminate a manager from having to send like an email care package to everybody who gets set for training this summer with all the handouts that they would normally be giving in training. We want to put all that stuff right on the site for the representative. So a price list would certainly be something that we would want to make sure the rep has at their fingertips. But we also, when we're sitting in training, don't want to give out the price list and have representatives be, fumbling through a price list and getting confused before we're ready to teach it. So that means we need to kind of hide it on the page. So what we did was we made this logo here a clickable link, even though it's not obvious that it should be a clickable link. So if you click on this, it brings up the price list. So we have both the Cutco price list and then the cookware price list below it. So that's that. What's also cool is that, when we have, things, like I said, with holiday specials or things like that, we can embed that stuff right onto this page for representative to be able to pull up for their customer. And we can kind of go, if there's a special week or a special contest or a push week, we can put stuff up there. National push weeks, we can put some extra verbiage or some things to add in. We can even put an asterisk on the phone page and say, hey, during the coronavirus, social distancing, you may want to add, this one-liner into your phone approach or something like that. So what's great is that, we have the ability to make adjustments and and have all representatives positively impacted without having to have the district manager necessarily be the bottleneck to representatives getting that information. So that is those are the sites. I hope you can see how they play together really nicely. All right, I'm going to show you guys the mobile version now, and so you guys see everything looks exactly the same. And so as you're scrolling through here, you'll see it's nice big font, so it's easy for a representative to scroll through and see everything. They got the video right there. They got the visuals and the slides. So this looks really clean and easy to follow in sequential order for representative on the mobile version as well. Certainly, they have all the links up top here as well. So if they want to go straight to the gifts and accessories, they got that right there. So that's the mobile version. Yeah, hope you guys like it. I think it's going to be something that is way more visually stimulating than hopefully, certainly anything I've seen before from a virtual demo standpoint. We just kind of looked at the existing solutions out there for virtual demos, and although there was a lot of good work put into those over the years, I don't think there's been a whole lot of updates to that in at least the last 6 to 10 years that I can notice. And I just think it was time for a refresh anyway, and this kind of forced the issue for us to dig into it. So with the help of Mike Monroe, I worked on this, and like Drew said, this is something that we put together that everyone has free use out of with no strings attached. So have at it, and we'll be sharing